Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel today. We're back on GT Sport and we're back with the daily race change of rotation for this week. And we're going to start off with daily race A, driving at the Red Bull Ring. It's the short version and we're driving the Expo R. This is actually quite an entertaining combination. I do always enjoy driving this car. I find it quite a fun car to drive. So yeah, starting from the back, make sure you start in second gear. Do not start in first gear because look at the advantage over P10 and 11 there. You get much better acceleration. You do not use first gear. We worked that out last time this car was used, I think, at Lego Major. So into the braking zone for turn 1. Be very early on the brakes because this car is actually quite fast on acceleration, so you have to be quite cautious on the brakes. There's a little bit of chaos going on in front of us, and then if you look in the mirror here, as we brake nice and early, the car behind us misses his brakes, rams us right into the group of cars in front of us, but nothing we can do there. We get hit from the car behind, and now we're just going to try and hold that inside line. Now, early upshift to 4th gear here really helps with your acceleration out of this corner. You can see the difference between the cars ahead. They've probably gone through that corner in 3rd gear, and it really doesn't give you the momentum out the corner. You're best going in 4th gear nice and early, and it will give you a lot of speed going out the corner. So we're already up to 5th. We've got the inside line into this long right-hand corner, and then we're going to go into the final corner, and we've still got the inside line, just about holding that line there. And going down to 3rd gear there, I normally wouldn't do that, but we did it for a bit of extra rotation, just so we can give the car a bit of space on the left. Normally I would do that in 4th gear because you get better acceleration out the corner. So again, he's going to have a little look up the inside. We're going to cover that down into 4th gear, then 3rd gear for this right-hand corner. And we're going to try and take this gear. We hit the curb quite aggressively there, so unfortunately we did nearly run the driver on the left out a bit, but luckily he stayed to the left-hand side, and he's still got that left-hand side. So again, into the braking zone, brake as early as we can, and there's a bit of chaos going on behind us. You can see there's about a 3-wide situation, and it's all getting a little bit messy behind us. Luckily, we've got away from that, and we're now out of this corner. Again, up to 4th gear, nice and early. You can see I was using -2 on the brake bias. That actually felt really, really nice for this combination. I do recommend trying it. I wouldn't go rearwards. I always find this car is really controllable with like -1, -2 brake bias. Again, 4th gear is your best friend at this combination because you only really need to go down to 3rd briefly up this corner. As we come into this corner, we go for a fake and he tries to cover it. And then I think he just braked a bit late along with the little bit of a tap from us. But I don't think there was much we could do. We went to the right. He tried to cover it. I braked early enough. We braked plenty early enough. And we end up giving a little punt there. But yeah, unfortunate for that driver. And also, obviously, I think that he did try and do a bit of double defending. So 50-50, partly my fault as well. But we're going to carry on up into P4 and see if we can catch up this group in front of us. So pushing on now, we got purple sector there. You can see how we're using 4th gear as much as possible. Again, through this long right-hand corner, 4th gear. Again, final corner, 4th gear. Do not go down to 3rd gear. You don't need to do it. And you'll get much better acceleration out the corner. So you can see here, again, staying in 4th gear. It gets nice run out the corner. And we're up into P3. We go over the line with the fastest lap of the race there. And now we're going to try and hold the inside line. He tries to brake very late there. He actually does quite well braking late. Goes a little bit wide. We're going to go up to 4th gear nice and early and try and get the run on him. This time we've got the inside line. He's not going to double defend it. He's going to stay to that left, and we've got the run now for the inside line into this corner. So now we're going to try and push on and catch up to P2 and see if we can go for a move on P2 at some point. So again, we're going to skip ahead because we managed to pull away from the driver behind fairly quickly. And now we're right up behind P2 going into the final lap. So we've got 1 and a bit laps to go here. So into the final lap on Daily Race A. And we're in the final podium position. And let's see if we can get ourselves up into P2. So again, 4th gear for the final corner. Try and get a good exit off there. We get quite a nice exit from that corner. We've got a run on P2 now. Can we go for a move? We're going to stay to left and then fake it up the right-hand side. We managed to get the car on the right-hand side of him. He tries to squeeze us, but we've already got that line. And again, he braked very late for the corner. However, we've still got the inside line. Doesn't give us much space there, but we both managed to get through the corner quite safely, and he manages to hold on to P2. So again, we're going to have a look up the inside, but then back over to the left to try and go wider. So we try and fake him into an early entry into the corner so we can get a better exit off this corner and give ourselves that early upshift to 4th gear for the better exit speed. You can see here now, up to 4th gear. We've got the slipstream. We're going to have a bit of momentum now from going into 4th gear nice and early. And now we've got the run on him. He's going to go defensive to the right-hand side. However, he goes back over to the left, and then he tries to, I think he tries to cover it a little bit there, but misses. So I brake, and I'm not sure what that was, whether he was trying to take me out, or He said he wasn't. He said he was defending, but it did look a little bit aggressive. But he then runs himself wide anyway, and we stay away and just go to the right side and manage to take the P2 anyway. So, yeah, I'm not sure if he was trying to take me out. Either way, it doesn't matter. He ended up taking himself out and running wide anyway, so we got the P2. So, yeah, that is Daily Race A. I actually think there's going to be quite a lot of fun on Daily Race A this week. It's quite an entertaining combination. Daily Race B, it's almost religion that Gran Turismo has to have a Lego Major race on Gran Turismo as a daily race. It always has to happen pretty much every couple of weeks. I don't know what the fascination is with this track. It's not my favourite, but we're going to do it anyway. Starting with the Ferrari, I set a lap time. The Ferrari is not the best car for the race or the time trial, really. I think the Subaru, WRX, and there'll be some other cars. Like the M4 is probably quite a good car here because the M4's got quite good characteristics for this track. But yeah, we're starting P6. Let's see what we can do in this race. I don't really like this combination, but we'll probably do it a few times for entertainment. It's not the worst combination ever. Again, taking some of that corner off us. P5 runs very wide there. He's going to have dirty tyres. I think he actually didn't remember that he's going to have dirty tyres by the time he gets into the braking, because as we come into the braking zone, he brakes very late. He's off the track, he spins it, and the dirty tyres have caught him out. So we're up to P5. And now one driver to look out for in this race is the guy behind us. He was not the cleanest driver, I have to say. The Spanish driver behind us upset a few people in this race. He upset the driver that's in front of me now. He was a little bit dirty with us, and he was also a little bit dirty with a few other drivers as well. So as we go through here, the fast flowing section, you can see the Ferrari's not too bad through this part of the track, and it's not bad on top speed, so the Subaru struggles to really outpace it on this race. So we're going to go defensive on the right hand side. We see that he has a little look, but he's going to try and brake very late and go round the outside, but we cover that, hold the inside line, onto the throttle nice and early. And we've managed to nearly pick up the slipstream to P4. You can see he nearly gets up the inside, but yeah, we give him the space and then cut back over once we're ahead, and we're now in the slipstream to P4, so he's not going to be able to go for a move into the braking zone for turn 1. So let's see what we can do. Can we catch up these drivers in front of us? We've got a Subaru, 2 Subarus in front. Actually, I think it's 3 Subarus in front, and then a BMW in the lead. And it's going okay so far. The Ferrari feels okay in the race once we got the slipstream. And I'm sure if we practice this combination, the Ferrari would actually be pretty competitive, if I'm honest. But I do think that the BMW and the Subaru are probably the stronger cars. So again, as we come through there, quite a good exit off the corner again. Much faster on the straights, the Ferrari over the Subaru. You can see it when you're in the slipstream, it's so much faster. Into the braking zone. This is a type of corner though. The Subaru is very strong on traction zone, so it's not too bad through there. You can see that the only thing is though, it doesn't have much grunt on the uphill section. That actually gives me the ability to go side by side with this driver on the right. And this was actually some nice driving through here. Side by side with him. We both give each other space through the corner. We give him the space on the right there. However, look in the mirror and this Spanish driver just punts and pushes the blue Subaru straight out of the way. And that was a bit rude in my view. We were having a good little battle there, and this driver has just ruined that. So a bit of a shame. But we're going to hold this defensive line into the braking zone. He's going to try again to go around the outside, but that is not going to work. Again, we're on the throttle nice and early, and now we've got the left-hand side covered. You see, he's going to try and go to the left, but I'm going to defend this all the way into the entry of the corner. So we've got this covered now. We're going to go back over to the right-hand side of the track, and again, we should be okay for the braking zone. We've got this line, and yeah, we've covered the position for the start of lap 3. So now we've got to see if we can catch up to P3 here. You can see we get a nice entry and exit off that corner, and we're getting very close to the slipstream actually for the podium, so we might have been able to push into the podium. However, again, this driver behind us, it's in the Subaru, goes for a bit of a lunge there. We see it coming, we give him the space on the right. However, he just deliberately punts us off the track on the left hand side, so I was a little bit frustrated at that, I have to say. And I think Jacko realised that that was a bit naughty because he's seen it, and he actually gives us a bump draft there. And I thought, do you know what, we're going to send it back on him. However, we've got dirty tyres, we cannot slow the car down. We try and stay to the right hand side, he goes back up the inside, and yeah, we lose a few positions there. But keep your eye on this Spanish driver because he was not the cleanest. He's going to carry on being a bit dirty throughout this race, but I think this, you have to expect it at the moment on Gran Turismo. It's the kind of thing that goes on the game. So again, we're battling with these 2 drivers now. We've got another guy on our right hand side, so we have to give him space on the exit there. We can't push all the way to the exit. We managed to give him just enough space, and we're holding on to P8 now. So let's see if we can get ourselves back up into that group that we were in before we obviously got punted off the track. And as we go into the braking zone, we can see that the Spanish driver is there with the other 2. We've got Jacko and the other Subaru in the blue Subaru that is battling it out of them. Now we've got the outside line here. He hasn't got the slipstream. Slipstream is only 3/4 of a second in Daily B. So we're able to outpower that Subaru with no issue at all. I'm not sure if that is a Subaru. I can't really tell from here on the left there. But we managed to take the line, and we've now got ourselves up into P7. You can see up ahead, there's quite a lot of battling going on. Jacko on the inside of the Spanish driver. At the moment, it's not too bad from him. But watch this as the Spanish driver, again, just clean takes out Paul. Again, in that corner, just rams him off the track. And luckily, Paul manages to keep it on the track without getting dirty tyres. However, it again was a little bit too aggressive in my view. He's not the cleanest driver, this Spanish driver in P4. So again, we're back up to P6 where we started now. And let's see if we can gain any more positions as the Spanish driver runs a little bit wide there. Jacko takes advantage of that, and now we're right behind the Spanish driver again. Let's see if we can find the way past him. So going through here, I'm going to try and stay as close as we can, just taking this weird line that you have to do, kind of cutting the corners through this track. It's a way you get good lap times out of it. And again, we've got the slipstream. You can see that he's going to go for a move on Jacko, fairly clean through there. However, this was actually quite funny because I went for a bit of a fake dive. So we go up the inside, fake it, and then just brake normally. He thinks we're going to dive it, misses the braking completely and goes straight into the barrier at the end of the straight. So yeah, he sent himself to the shadow realm. We're up to P5. And then we give Jacko a little flash here to say, don't worry about defending. We're not going to send anything on this corner. We're too far behind. And again, we're just going to follow him through here until we've got an opportunity to maybe go for a move on the final corner. So again, following behind Jacko, just using his slipstream. And then through here, this is where the Ferrari is quite strong on this really fast flowing section. So trying to keep it into the apex. Do the little bit of cutting that you have to do through there. You have to really take advantage of the track limits, but I'm not that good at that part of the track. I have to say, you have to really be aggressive with the track limits to get the most out of it. But we've got a nice run on Jacko now, so we're going to go for a little bit of a fake down to left, then back up the right. He kind of leaves the door open, but we brake and we have to hold it very tight because he gives us a space, but we don't want to hit him. And that was good driving by Jacko there. But look in the mirror here. I don't know if you spotted it. As we went into that braking zone, watch the blue Subaru. I'm not sure if he got punted or what, but he goes absolutely flying into the corner and misses the apex and bang straight into the wall. So yeah, that was a little bit of a shock when I saw that back on the replay. So yeah, up into P5 and Jacko takes P4. Entertaining race, probably going to be some good racing here this week, but yeah, be careful of some of them drivers that'll be a bit dirty. They're clearly going to be very aggressive because there is no penalty system. So next up we have Daily Race C at Dragon Trail Seaside. It's in Group 3 and you have to use both tyres, the soft and the medium tyres. So I'm starting this race from the back of the grid and I'm going to start on the mediums. Now I use the Supra for this. I do think the FT1 would be better suited for me at this combination, especially with the soft and the medium tyre. So I probably will give that FT1 a go. I think it would be more suitable for the type of car I like. I did quite like the Supra at Nordschleife, but it took me a while to get used to it. So maybe I need to get used to it at this combo. But again, start of the race, for some reason you start so far out the slipstream, but we managed to catch it up pretty quick. You can see, fast forward in the action, as we get to the top of the hill here, we've got the Ferrari going for a move on the, I think that's the FT1 on the right hand side. We go for a bit of a fake and then back over to the left and we get a nice undercut line through here and we managed to take both positions. So quite a nice move there, putting us up 2 positions straight away in this race and up into P14. So yeah, nice start to the race. We're obviously on the medium, so now we're going to see if we can catch up to the other group of cars. You can see we've got I think it's P10, 11, 12 and 13 as P13 has hit the wall. First casualty of the death chicane and we are now up to P13. So now we're going to skip ahead a little bit further on lap 2 and we've managed to catch up to this other group and see if we can go for some moves on this group. Now you can see actually we've got P9, I think it's P8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 all in front of us, and just ahead of them we've got P6 and 7 by the looks of it. So we're not too far off here, we're actually doing alright. It's not my favourite combination again, it's not going to be as good as Fuji was last week for me, but hopefully we can get a bit better at it. The more we practice it, the faster we'll get, as we have another victim of hitting into the death chicane and that jumps us up to P12. So let's see now if we can push on and get into the group for the battle up ahead. So into the final corner, just trying to get a good strong exit off this corner. We can see we actually, I think we nearly break the slipstream to the car behind there. We've got the gap over the 7.5 temps and we've broke the slipstream. So fast forward in the action again. Let's see if we can catch up to this group up ahead that are battling for P9, 10 and 11. And we're right up behind P11 already in the FT1. Let's see if we can go for a move on him. So we're going to go to the right, then fake it down the left, and we're not going to be able to go for a move here. So we decide to just tuck back into the normal racing line and try and hit that apex nicely. However, P10 makes a big mistake there. They're going to go side by side. We try and go wide here and then try and get a good exit speed from this corner, which we do really nicely. Now we've got a really nice exit of this corner. We're going to be able to get ourselves up into P10, but keep your eye on the mirror at the Beetle. I think he brakes too late. It's not deliberate. He gives us a punt and he sends me straight into the barrier, which was a bit unfortunate, but I don't think it was deliberate. He doesn't wait, but like I say, I don't think that was deliberate, so it was just an accident. Things like that happen, and yeah, we're down to P14. It's not that much of a worry. It's only a daily race, and yeah, we now got to see if we can catch up to that group again. So that hard work has just been pretty much wasted, but I decided, right, okay, let's see how long the soft tyres can last here. I had no idea. We're going to pit on lap 3 and try and do the 9 laps on the soft tyres, which is going to be very interesting, especially on the last few laps. So we're out the pits, and now we're just going to have to do some a good out lap, and we managed to get quite a clean out lap with no traffic. So we go over the line, and then as we're going to start our first lap on these fresh tyres, we have one driver disconnects, and we actually managed to get ourselves ahead of 2 other drivers. So on the inside here and up into P15. So now we need to try and push a bit and try and take advantage of these tyres. But obviously the cars that have just come out the pits are obviously on fresher tyres now, and the FT1 will be much better on tyres than the Supra. That's another reason why I would be tempted to give that a go. The Beetle obviously might be quite good in race conditions as well, so I might give that car a go. Like I say, I'm not particularly good at this combination, so I'll try a few different cars out this week. I don't really care where I finish, it'll just be for entertainment. So into the braking zone, trying to hold the tight line through there. We managed to hold off the FT1 through there, and now we're into the depth chicane again. There's no real overtaking position opportunities through here, so he's going to have to just stay behind us. Again, giving it a little bit of a safety lift through there. I always tend to do that when I'm not too confident at this track. Once you're a bit more up to speed, you can go a lot more aggressive through that section of track. So into the final corner, we're going to defend this on the right hand side, and then into the braking just before the 100 board. Hold a nice tight line through to the apex and get on the throttle nice and early and short shift the Supra. And then again, we've got this position covered. So the FT1 is going to try and go for a move. He's going to get our slipstream, but again, I think the Supra is going to have enough grunt to hold this off. You can see he's pulling out the slipstream, and there's not much he can do. There's another car coming out the pit, so we're up into P11. He's going to try and go around the outside, but we've got that covered. And again, good clean racing. He's not being ultra aggressive. He's trying to do it fairly, and we're managing to hold on to P11. So again, very close to running wide there. We just about saved that with that early upshift to 4th gear. So fast forwarding the action again as we skip through this lap. And again, we've got a bit of a gap to the driver behind. He's not really in a position to go for an overtake. And again, you can see through here, he's just staying behind us. Again, through the depth chicane, no incidents there. Through the final corner, and again, he nearly braked a bit late there, but we got away with that. And then working our way down onto the main straight into turn 1 again. And again, we've managed to hold off here. He's been a little bit too far off from the slipstream to really go for a move. And now we're catching up another driver that I have a feeling must have pitted on lap 1 off the mediums or something. I'm not too sure what's gone on with this driver, but his tyres seem to be absolutely dead, the driver in front of us. So again, we're going to have to defend into this tight right-hand corner as the FT1 is going to go for a move on the left-hand side. We're going to squeeze him over to the left, brake as late as we can, hold the inside line, and try and see if we can give him... We're going to give him the space on the left there. Luckily for us, though, he goes a little bit deep into the corner, and the other car manages to get past him there. However, the other car had fresher tyres. So, in a way, it would have been better if the other driver, the FT1, stayed ahead. So, now we need to really try and push on and get as close as we can to P8, as P8 actually hits the wall, another victim of the depth chicane. That's going to give us a slipstream, and now we should have a bit more ability to defend against the cars behind us. We have a bit more straight line speed down the main straight. So let's see if we can go for a move. We've got a good exit off the corner, and you can see he didn't really get a very good exit. He goes defensive, but I think he was a bit too aggressive with the defense there, and actually lost a bit of straight line speed, because we're now just cruising past him and up into P6. He's going to try and see if he can send it back, but his tyres are dead. We're going to defend that, and again, he gives us a little nudge here in the braking where he brakes a bit too late. Luckily, we managed to save that and keep the car on the track. And now we're going to push on and see if we can pull away again. But keep your eyes, this guy behind us is very optimistic. You can see we actually pull a bit of a gap here. We're about 2 tenths by the time we come out of here. However, he tries to send it on there. You can see a bit of an aggressive send. He's not going to make that though. His tyres are dead. He's not got much grip out of them. I mean, our tyres are faded, but he must be in an even worse situation. So yeah, we skip ahead now to lap 11. We had nothing but clean air. That driver ended up holding up loads of drivers for a while. So we're up to P6, so not a bad recovery after getting punted. And we've got the driver that actually give us that little punt and push us into the barrier right behind us now as we're halfway through lap 11. And he's got the slipstream. He's on much fresher tyres. We obviously went for a big undercut, and now we're going to have to try and defend from him. And like I said, I don't think he was a dirty driver. I just think it was a genuine mistake from him. You can see, again, he's being respectful here. He's not going to punt us off. I think it was just one of them errors that we all make them. Sometimes we break a bit late and hit the car in front. You know what, it's done and dusted. But you can see he's very close through here. We're taking it very easy through the depth chicane because our tyres, you can see it on the telemetry, the tyres are pretty dead. So into the final corner, brake nice and early, make sure we hold a tight line, make sure he has to go around the outside. And again, that corner is very difficult to go around the outside on. So again, we get a good exit of the corner, and another reason why, as long as we hold this line, the Supra should be faster down the straights than the Beetle. You can see the Supra's got really good acceleration. The Beetle's not so fast in a straight line. So again, he's going to go to the right hand side. I'm going to hold the left hand side and see if we can brake as late as possible and hold this defensive line into turn 1. And again, yeah, we managed to hold the first chicane there and still managing to hold on to P6. However, the Beetle does get a very good exit off that corner, but you can see we're just about a car length ahead of him, and we're able to just about take that corner. You can see both of us through there. He's got the inside here again, nearly, but again, we give him enough space. Side by, really good racing at this point, actually, and now we're side by side going into the fast left-hand corner. So what's going to happen here? We're going to stay in the middle of the track. He actually brakes early to try and get a bit of an undercut line. We managed to get some good rotation, so we actually do that reasonably well. You can see early upshift to 5th gear, and we've managed to hold on to P6. So now we've just got to defend for this right hand corner here. So we're going to stay to the right hand side of the track in case he goes for a bit of a lunge. So you see we're putting ourselves in the middle of the track, he's staying to the left. Brake it a little bit earlier than normal just so that we can hold a tight line and give him the space on the left, but we don't need to. You can see he goes a little bit deep. He tries to do a bit of an undercut. Again, that's not going to work. So now we've just got to do the depth chicane well and see if we can hold on to this P6. As again, you see through here, little lift off the throttle just to make sure we take it nice and smoothly. We should have the straight line speed to defend against the Beetle, so we're going to stay to the right hand side of the track and then put it in the middle of the track, and then we're going to go defensive for the corner in case he goes for a send. He does go for a little bit of a look up the inside, but he's not really alongside. However, he clips our rear, and then he, again, I don't think this was deliberate because he just punts us and pushes us off. But luckily, he does actually wait for us because he realises what he's done there. He waits for us, and fair play to him, sportsmanship. He waited, he realised he had pushed me out, and he lets us back through to take P6, which we just about get. So luckily, we managed to hold on to P6. A bit of chaos in that race, but still, I think there's going to be some fun racing at Dragon Trail. There always tends to be decent racing there. It's not my favourite combination, but it does tend to be quite fun. Hopefully you lot enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and let me know in the comment section what you think about this week's races.